Good day, all. I warmly welcome you to Wanies Academy. So, in our chemistry class today, we have a topic to consider, and that topic is tagged fuel cells. Again, the topic we'll be considering in today's chemistry class is tagged fuel cells. So, I have an aim outlined for this class. So, the aim for this class is to clearly explain what fuel cells are. Then I also have objectives also outlined for this class. So, at the end of this class, the student should be able to 1. Define fuel cells, then 2. Give the components of fuel cells, then 3. Explain how the fuel cells work. All right, so having explained and given the aim and objectives for this class, we start the class proper. So now, when we say fuel cells, now what do we mean? What do we imply? Now, a fuel cell can be defined as an electrochemical device that converts the chemical energy of a fuel directly to an electrical energy running continuously as long as fuel and oxygen is supplied. Now again, a fuel cell can be defined as an electrochemical device that has the ability to convert the chemical energy of a fuel directly to electrical energy running continuously as long as fuel and oxygen is supplied. So that is how a fuel cell is correctly defined. So now let's look at a typical fuel cell. So we want to look at a typical fuel cell and its components. So we have what we call hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. So that is an example of a type of a fuel cell. So we'll be using that for the context of this class for our explanation of fuel cells. So we have the hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. So that is what we'll be using as a typical example of a fuel cell. So hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. So now in any typical fuel cell, there are some components that are typically found in it. Now take for example, in this hydrogen fuel cell, now we have an electrode called the anode. So there's the anode electrode found in any given fuel cell. Now let's use the hydrogen oxygen fuel cell to explain what happens at the anode. Now at the anode, the hydrogen enters the fuel cell at the anode and undergoes an oxidation, splitting into protons and electrons. Again, the hydrogen component of the hydrogen oxygen fuel cell enters into the setup, that is into this fuel cell, and undergoes oxidation at the anode, splitting into protons and electrons in the process. Now here is the chemical equation for that illustration. So now hydrogen gas enters into the setup, the hydrogen oxygen fuel cell, and undergoes oxidation at the anode. Now, splitting into protons and electrons in the process. So that is H plus, proton, and electrons are also produced in that process. Remember, it's an oxidation reaction happening here, and of course, the electrons are lost in the process. So we have E minus written here, or basically given here. So this equation is not balanced. So let's add a coefficient 2 here, as you can see, making hydrogen 4 altogether. So let's also add a 4 here to balance the hydrogen on both sides. Then the electrons, the charges now are 4 on this side, so we also add 4 here. So 4 positive charges and 4 negative charges. So the equation is correctly balanced. Now, we also have another electrode called the cathode. Now, at the cathode, now what we have is that the oxygen enters into the setup and undergoes reduction at the cathode. That's another electrode. So the oxygen enters and undergoes reduction at the anode, which has to do with gain of electrons, and water molecule is formed in the process. Now look at what I'm talking about. So at the cathode, this is the reaction that essentially happens at the cathode. So we have oxygen gas undergoing reduction by accepting the protons and the electrons, the incoming protons and the electrons, and becomes reduced in the process to yield or give us a water molecule, that means plus E minus. So all of this will now yield water molecules in the process. So oxygen gas enters and undergoes reduction at the cathode. So that yields water molecule, having accepted hydrogen ions as well as electrons. So we have H2O produced here. So this equation is not balanced. So add a 2 here, making the hydrogen 4. Then also write 4 here also. So making the hydrogen 4. So then the charges here is 4. So we also add a 4 here also as well. So this is what happens at the cathode part of the hydrogen-oxygen fuel cell. So the oxygen is known to undergo a reduction reaction where it accepts electrons as well as protons incoming and now becomes reduced to water molecule. So now, and then also additionally, we also have another component in the hydrogen-oxygen fuel cell called the electrolyte. So there's also presence of an electrolyte in this hydrogen-oxygen fuel cell. So an electrolyte is a substance, mostly a membrane, such as potassium hydroxide solution, now, which will help to allow the ions to pass while blocking direct electron flow from the interior. So there's always an electrolyte present in a given fuel cell, like the case of hydrogen-oxygen fuel cell. The electrolyte can be, for example, potassium hydroxide solution, or which serves as a proton exchange membrane. And this allows the ions to flow while blocking the direct electron flow through the interior. So that is another component of your hydrogen-oxygen fuel cell. Then lastly, we also have what we call this connection to an external circuit. So an external circuit through which the current will pass through and power a load that is on that circuit. So electrons are forced to travel through an external wire, generating a useful electric current that is generated in this hydrogen-oxygen fuel cell setup. Now let's take a look at the diagram of a typical fuel cell. So now this is the diagram of a fuel cell. You can see it powering an external load, right? And this is an electric bulb, as you can see here. So this is the hydrogen entering into the setup, and this is the oxygen entering into the setup. Now the hydrogen is known to basically undergo an oxidation reaction where it would oxidize and releasing or splitting into protons and electrons, as I showed you earlier. Then you can also see oxygen entering into the setup here, now similarly undergoing reduction, accepting the incoming protons and electrons, and from there water molecule is formed, as I stated earlier. So now the overall equation for this process is given as follows. So the overall equation of the reaction that happens in a typical fuel cell is given to us. We have hydrogen gas combining with oxygen gas. You can see O2. So that will now give us water molecule. So this is the overall equation of what happens in a hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. So I haven't stated what happens at the cathode and of course at the anode. So we have 2 written here, then we also have 2 written here as well. So the equation is correctly balanced. So this is the general or the overall equation for the entire process that happens or that takes place in a typical fuel cell. All right, so with that, we have come to the end of today's class. Now, remember to share this with family and friends, and also click on the subscribe button. See you in the next class.